Hello and welcome to another episode of My Opinion Means Nothing. This week on the show I am joined by the guy with the purple tie.
Yeah.
How you doing, man?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me. This is a really dope concept and I'm gonna say it here and now, it's my very first podcast and
welcome.
I'm loving it.
Welcome to the game, man. Welcome to the game.
But yeah, thank you for having me on My Opinion Matters.
My opinion means nothing.
My opinion means nothing. Hey, listen.
Your opinion don't matter
My
here, bro.
opinion don't matter here. What am I talking about? Yeah. But no, I really look forward to what we discuss and what we talk about. Yeah.
So what I usually do is on the shows I kind of find some sort of like news articles, find out what's happening in the world. There has been a lot of things happening. It's a bit noisy here.
It's very easy to find something that's happening because there's always something happening in the world.
Yeah.
And it's a mad world, but we have to work our way around it.
Yeah. Like, for example, I want to start with tech news because I found it the most interesting for this, like, kind of on this plane for where we are now, kind of. So basically, the title reads, Twitter will be labeling deepfakers and other manipulated media as a new rule change on the platform. So what that means is basically if something, for example, is deemed as manipulating media, they will label it as manipulating media and kind of, so you know that this is what you're going to watch is manipulating media, and if it's kind of too fabricated or fake, or like too fabricated or not real, they'll just remove it altogether. So they're making there's kind of like this no fake news kind of business.
Yeah, that is a very big thing. I remember, I think it was a while back. I never used to know nothing about fake news, and there was a big surge a couple of years back of different what they posed as factual news articles, and they look pristine. They look amazing. And then there was a whole thing of like, oh, it's a hoax, oh, it's a fake news, oh, it's this. And I feel like nowadays, there's a whole influx of them, and it's very hard to like sift through what's fake, what's real, what should I look on, what should I not. And I think I understand what Twitter are trying to do, and I understand like they're trying to protect and make it better for people and make sure that people are getting the right information and are not misled. But I mean, it's a double-edged sword.
It's kind of hard to stop.
Yeah, it's a very double-edged sword because you have to remember that one, by clamping down on it, which I'm not saying that they shouldn't, but by clamping down on it, you're kind of like reducing people's self-expression in a sense.
You mean,
but I also understand that you don't want people to, take something for fact and then it could lead grievously,
of course,
which is you should most definitely protect on that. But I feel like there should be ways to like, I don't know, it's a very tricky one. Yeah.
So basically they made this policy based on it was kind of like a feedback form kind of thing with the people that use the platform. Everyone that uses Twitter, they ask them the question, how do you think that we should kind of combat this? And this is kind of a community-based way of how they're kind of going to battle it. So in a sense, they're kind of taking on board what the users want and how they feel that they could be, protected from this. But like you said, it's taken away in a sense from freedom of speech, and that's kind of the reason why we use Twitter or people use Twitter, because of that freedom to say whatever you want, no matter whether it's kind of good or bad. But
yeah, I feel like I think it's a good thing that they're actually using, information and things that they get from what people think, and I think that's definitely a very good thing that they're trying to do. But I also feel like, a lot of people from hearing about, there's fake news online, be careful what news you believe is fact and whatever. I think it's made us as human beings, we can be very indecisive.
Yeah.
And the moment we hear something is fake news or there is such thing as fake news, we're then very, what's the word I'm looking for? We're very...
Kind of mistrusting of it?
Yeah, we're very mistrusting, but then we're also very naive in the sense of like, we then think, okay, everything on social media is now not to be taken for fact. Everything is a joke.
And it's kind of hard in the world where we live in now, where you can't kind of just believe or read just one.
No, you have to read 100.
Exactly.
And it's like, why am I going to read 100 if I can get my source from one place?
Yeah.
But then, you're saying that one source that I'm taking is not, 100%. So how do I know all of the 99 are going to be not the same,
It's kind of like you said, it's a double-edged sword, and you kind of have to use your own judgment, I guess, in a sense.
You have to. And I feel like it's come to the point where we're just, so it's either two ways. It's either polar opposites of, one side you're either you're that one person who's reading 100 pages and 100 different sources to get, the right information, or you just don't do it at all, and you really are switched off from all world news and world facts and things like that.
Well, I know people that only get their news from Twitter.
Yeah, there are people that only get their news from Twitter. I think the first place I saw fake news as a problem was Facebook. Facebook was deemed as fake news platform.
And then I jumped on Facebook.
Yeah, and that's what happens.
Tell the truth, the real reason I jumped on Facebook, was because my parents jumped on Facebook. And my parents, my mum was on Facebook before she was on Facebook, because them ones where I posted a status or something, and then two twos by the time I got home, I did it
She's what this?
So by the way, so and so said, I was like, but how did you? You're not even on
when?
Facebook.
Where? Who told you? It's fake news. Leave it alone. But no, my parents are not tech savvy.
Yeah.
Let me shorten that word because it's going to be a madness. Yeah, they're not tech savvy.
Oh, you're lucky.
And to be honest, I did mention it to them I said to my mom, I said, you should get Facebook because, so and so auntie has got this and that, and you could connect because she's all the way in Ethiopia and whatever. And then they were like, nah, I don't want it. And they're like, because their biggest fear with technology and stuff like Facebook and whatever is privacy. Now, in their mind, they think if I am your friend, your friends can see my friends, and my friends can see your friends, and we can see everything that they post.
Pretty much,
but even though I've explained to her 100 times, there are privacy settings, there are ways you can... No, but this person said this, so I believe this person. So there's a lot of fake news on social media, but then there's a lot of rumors spread by people, so...
Yeah, it's kind of,
both ways.
Back in the day on Facebook when it first started, when there were no privacy rules.
That was mad.
Them
days were, free for all.
When they were still figuring things out.
Them days, even your school could see what you're posting, and you'd be picked up at school and be like, you posted this. And I'm there like, wait, what? How do you know?
It's true.
How do you even know my Instagram and my Facebook? I need to change my name, And that's the other thing. A lot of people now as well are changing their name and doing all of this madness. Especially if you work in education, which I do. Sad enough. But even when we are first inducted, the first thing we know about is if you have Facebook, if you have social media, make sure it's not in your name.
What?
Because what happens, the kids will find you.
Yeah, they will find you.
But the other thing I'm still strong on, and even in that sense, is you still have privacy settings.
Yes.
So they will see you're on Facebook, but they don't see nothing apart from that.
They can't add me.
They cannot do nothing like that, But it is even what Twitter are doing, it is, I guess, a lot on safeguarding.
Yes.
And safeguarding us as people, And some people will hear the word safeguarding and think, oh, it's only vulnerable people. But no, you have to be safeguarded as well.
Everyone,
because you cannot then go and take something that you thought was fact, and then our hearts break heavily.
Yeah,
so if you take something as fact and then it's not fact, you're then like, so what is and what isn't?
It's true. So second thing on the tech news will have to be about Android. I only think this is cool. I don't know. Do you have an Android?
I am. I'm an
Alright,
Android
cool.
user.
Then
I used to be an Apple user,
okay, cool.
but I defected.
What made you defect before we continue this argument? This article, rather.
How can I sum this up? You know what it is? Like I was very like an iPhone person.
Yeah.
And I had ordered like the 6, the 4, all of this, whatever. And I guess one reason I only used it or had it was for the FaceTime feature because other people had FaceTime and all of this. Which now with Skype, you don't need that. So it's like, get Skype. So then we can... But I feel like the reason why I did defect to Android is because me being me, I dropped both of my phones after their warranty and their insurance had expired, and they both broke massively. And then I was like, you know what? Let me try and go fix it in the Apple store. And they said to me, oh, do you have your insurance? I said, no. And they said, okay, cool, it's going to be $79. I said, nope, thank you, bye. I'll get an Android. It's cheaper to buy as well.
I guess.
And the thing for me is, like, if this Android phone, if, like, whatever it is, broke or dropped or got in water or whatever it is, quick rice bath and it's done. But I tried that with the Apple and it worked for a little bit. To be fair to them, it worked for a little bit, but it didn't last. So
I mean, my phone is like splash proof for the moment.
I mean, splash proof, but not waterproof.
Not
you
yet.
know, you could get a little water on it, it'll be fine. But dunk it in water, it's gone. But I mean, don't get me wrong, they all have good features.
Yeah, of course.
And it's very difficult nowadays to like differentiate between what's better because they're all competing against each other. Like the latest iPhone and the latest Samsung have similarities.
Well, I mean, Samsung do make the chips inside iPhones.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you could then call it an Android, but that's up for debate. That's up for your opinion.
That's 100% that. So what I was gonna say is, Android users can now enjoy all the great features that iPhone users have been enjoying for years. And what I mean by that is, now I think there was this new update with what's it? iOS? Not iOS. That's Mac. What's it called? Windows 10.
Yeah.
So you can now, on iPhone, when your phone rings close to your computer starts ringing.
Interesting.
Or if your phone was say downstairs and you're on your computer upstairs, your phone started ringing, your laptop will start ringing as well because they're in the same vicinity. So you could answer your call on your laptop, and if your phone wasn't with you, in a sense. So you can now do that on PC.
Okay.
With Android phones.
With Android phones.
Android phones, yeah.
Okay.
Apparently, there's a new update with I think Windows 10 where you can do that. It now syncs phone calls, and also there's now a new. Like on iPhones, they have AirDrop, which is basically essentially Bluetooth.
And there is something similar to Androids now as well.
It's now come on. It's called what's it saying? It's called
Smart Share, I think it is. Something like that.
For instance, what did you call it? Where's this name? Probably Smart Share.
But it's basically Samsung AirDrop.
AirDrop, yeah, and AirDrop is basically Bluetooth. Do you remember back in the day?
Yes. When you had that one tune and I want it, Bluetooth it to me.
Yeah. That's all. AirDrop
but the one thing I realized with AirDrop, you cannot AirDrop from iPhone to Samsung.
You can't
do that. So it still has its
of course, but
growth room. But I see what they're doing as well now as well.
I mean, but those are the two upgrades. So I mean, get excited if you're on PC and Mac.
Hey, if you're
an Android user,
if you're a PC and Android user, the year is for you right now. This is the new dawn of the new age, 2020 vibes. You know.
Right. So next article, another techie-ish